to bring it up?
I'm not sure. We are live now. So, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever you're at. This is going to be so much fun. We are going to have laughs. We're going to have blunders, bloops, and blunders, and all that kind of stuff. And the four of us are businesswomen. We are entrepreneurs, retired, and grandmas, but we love talking to any ages around anybody. So we're just going to have like a coffee hour, just chit chat and bring up several different ideas. My name is Arlene Nathy, and we're out here having fun. And I just want to give you a little bit about my background. I've been network marketing, affiliate marketing, MLMs for about 25, 30 years. And this morning I woke up and had to laugh because I was thinking way back, I wasn't in Girl Scouts, but I was in Campfire Girls and selling door-to-door candy. Oh my gosh, I have been marketing my entire life. And so I don't know where that come from this morning, but it was there. And about 4 years ago, my hubby and I retired. We have 2 children, and our son is married. We have a grandson, and retired 4 years ago, traveling full-time RVing and ride the Harleys whenever we get a minute. So that's just a little bit about me. We're going to be talking about all subjects today, and just seeing if you got any comments, put them in the comments. And this is my first time, so I hope I see the comments. So go ahead, Jerry, your turn. Take it away.
Okay, so Arlene and I met, I guess 23 years ago, because we both had that wonderful entrepreneurial spirit. And well, she went one way, I went another, and we just keep connecting. And so it's kind of cool when you have that kind of heart, you reconnect with your friends and your sisters. And so that's kind of what this is cool. And so 2 new friends, Lisa and Martha. I think that's really great that it's all Arlene's fault. That's what I always tell her. It's all her fault that we're together in a good way, right? So I'm a widow. My husband died in 2016, but don't be sorry for me because it's okay. Okay, just keep it light, right? I have 4 kids and 8 grandkids, and I was with them yesterday. So what I love about what we're doing now is it gives me the freedom to do that kind of stuff. I have to say that if I could be green on the screen, I would be green because I love Arlene's lifestyle, that she just travels in her little house and she goes here and there. She's kind of a hero for me. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I say that with all my heart. But to be with women across the country, to be able to share things is really important. And just to hold each other up. So that's kind of why we talked about having this little coffee clutch together, just to support each other, share some fun things that we're doing, and then travel on, right? And like I said, Arlene is that Harley Davidson, I just like I want to be her.
Right.
So I'll hand it over. Who's next? Who's going to be next?
Lisa, you're right there. You want to go ahead and go next?
Sure. So my name is Lisa. I'm from New England, Massachusetts. And I started this journey just a few months ago myself. And I have network marketing in my back pocket also. I know Arlene from network marketing. I have seen Martha on some of the calls. And Jerry, I don't think I knew that you were in the network marketing space either. So 2 of the girls I somewhat know. I came upon this at a time I lost my job. I worked for a company for 26 years, and my husband and I went on vacation. We came back, and at the time we were still quarantining. And I could not go back to work for 10 days. So my boss was nice enough to say, you know what, bring your laptop home. I don't want you using your personal time. I'm going to give you some busy work to do. I said, perfect. I think that is wonderful. I was a receptionist at the time, so obviously I couldn't do my particular job from home. So when I got back from vacation, I logged on. He had set up a Teams meeting. And the first person that popped up was the HR manager. I was like, well, this isn't going to be good. So basically, they told me they were eliminating the receptionist job and they were putting security at the front desk. Again, worked there for 26 years, thought my life was going to be over. But if anybody's out there and this has happened, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are other things out there that are so much better than probably what you're doing now. And, Arlene woke up and had this thought this morning, but I was having breakfast this morning and we live near a lake. And I happened to get my coffee off the counter, turn around, and I was facing the lake and I saw an eagle this morning. Now, if I had been working, I would have missed that opportunity. There was a bald eagle that flew up into the tree. I grabbed my husband's binoculars and I stood there and watched as I'm yelling to him, come here, there's an eagle. So again, this is a great opportunity for anyone at any age, as Arlene said. If you're 18 to, over 80, this is something that you can do part-time and be able to enjoy what life has to offer on a daily basis. That's my story.
All righty. Fantastic. I love those eagles too. Martha, you're next.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Martha. I'm married and living in Oklahoma. We are living on Social Security and income, and I decided I didn't want to just have us rely on only that because who knows, what could happen in the government. Arlene, since you told your story about selling door to door, my first selling went back in the 70s or 80s, selling Tupperware. I used to do Tupperware parties. And then I was in Amway for a while, and then a couple of other network marketing things, which I don't really like. I'm kind of an introvert, and I really love to help people, though. So it was kind of a conflict. But I read a book once called "The Introverts." Introverts. I forget the introvert's advantage. What is that we are very compassionate. So I do this network, the attraction marketing that I'm doing now because of the compassion I feel for many other people who are retired. They don't want to go back to work. Maybe some cannot physically go back to work. And then others who are thinking about retirement, they're tired of working, 40 plus hours a week. And I like to get on TikTok and share this option, a solution that has been for many people, over 50,000 people, really. Mm-hmm. That's a figure on our community that seems to jump like at least 100 every week. And so that's why I do this, because I don't want to just rely on the government income. And I want to have more than enough, not just to meet our needs and wants, but to have extra. We already have some money set aside extra every month for this and that, outside of our household. And I would like to give more. There's not a day that goes by that we don't hear about somebody in pain, somebody house burned down, or even if it's in your neighborhood or across the world, there's always avenues to give to help hurting people. So that's why I do this, because it's not all about me, and it's about being a hands and feet and the financial tool, for God and Him helping others through me.
Okay.
That is wonderful. And that's just some of our backgrounds here. So what's next?
Well, I have to say that, Lisa, so when you talked about eagles, I love seeing eagles too. So I don't know if this means anything to you, but I on the side, I do some inner healing stuff. Mm-hmm. But an eagle signifies inspiration, release from bondage, victory, longevity, speed, pride, and loyalty. I don't know if any of those speak to you, but I'm just gonna grace those to you. And if it means something to you, that's kind of cool that we look into our day and it's like, every day God gives us things to see, right? Like we have these 4 friends here, and maybe we have friends online that are watching us, but to just look into the day and say, what do you have for me? And we all got Michelle, right?
Yes.
So,
Thank goodness. Thank God for Michelle. Yes.
Right?
Why don't you explain who Michelle is? For the viewers?
That's, I was just, go ahead. Do you want, Jerry, you want to give Michelle
go ahead,
or?
Arlene. You do it.
Okay. Well, Michelle is actually, the program that we're talking about is Legacy Builders program right now. And we just jumped into Legacy 2.0. Michelle is the founder of Digital Community Growth Community. And she started out just over 2 years ago and was a mom, had 6 kids, 5 grandkids. And she was with a network marketing company, all excited. The big top people were coming in to talk to them. And she's like, this is going to be my next step. She has worked her buns off. If anybody's been in network marketing, you know it's very time consuming. She was up to around $7,000 a month. And she's like, okay, this is going to get me to that next 10K. And they got on and realized they were paying too much out on one of the income streams. Her income went from 7 to between 3 and 5K a month. With 6 kids and 5 grandkids, there was no way she could live on that. So she was scrolling online one night and found this lady that said 100% commission, 0 expenses monthly. And so she didn't even know this lady, went on, looked at the information and thought, you know what, if this is real, I can't pass it up. So then she's jumped on. She initially wanted to make $54,000 a year. That was her goal. And then the second year, 100, and then the third, maybe 300. So it was a step in progress. However, she got on, was coachable by the lady. She was consistent every single day and committed to herself that she was going to be profitable. And she created 100,000 in 6 months. Does everybody do that? No, they don't. But she realized that she wanted to create her own community, and that's what she did. Her goal was to have 1,000 customers, 1,000 people in her community. And that's what we're talking about. Now there's over 50,000 in her community, and she created $5 million in 2 years, all in the digital marketing space. And not only starting with the 4 income streams, and we'll get into that, but now she has, 20 different income streams. Some are daily, some are weekly, some are monthly, but it's all digital because it's an automated system. So that's just a little bit of her background. But when you join, you create 100% income. It doesn't go to her company, it goes directly to you. So that's a little bit of the background of what we are involved in right now. So I touched a little bit, but I want somebody else to share their perspective on it too. So
yeah, I like the fact that it's not commission based. You know, when you're in affiliate marketing or network marketing, you get a commission, and it's usually, let's say 20%, 25%. Right. And then the company gets the rest. This here, I love the fact that it's 100%. It's your business. It's nobody else's. The automation is fantastic. So, we all have busy lives. Doesn't matter if you're retired, if you're not retired, we all have things to do. And the fact that it's 100% profit is definitely what drew me to this business.
Mm-hmm.
I like the automation part because like all the other things that I've ever been in, I think, Arlene, you kind of touched on that, is like, if you're not doing it in the moment, it's not happening. And I also like the fact with the automation is I'm not calling my family. I'm not calling my friends. I'm not saying, hey, will you buy this product? Will you buy this product? And I've been in those companies. I can't even tell you. And I did Tupperware and I made a little bit of money there. Right. But the stress was so high for me. It's like, if you weren't out doing a party, I have to tell you, Martha, the best thing I liked was taking people's replacement parts and giving them the thrill of having a free replacement part. That's what I like, which makes no sense because there's no money in it. I just wanted to serve. But with automation and with what we're doing, I don't even know if my friends know I'm doing this yet.
Right.
I don't know if my family knows I'm doing this yet because I'm not having to go to them and saying, will you buy this product? Will you buy this? Will you get into this multi-level marketing with, it's like, I don't have to do any of that. And there's such freedom in that. It's like, I don't feel guilty, when you ask people to buy from you. I have guilt remorse, whatever, buyer's remorse, whatever it's called. But I love the fact that it's automated. I do my 3 posts, and hey, if you like me, I always say at the end, love me or leave me, it's okay, right? I love that.
Arlene, I want to add along that line, it's freedom. It's called rejection freedom, freedom from rejection. And, we don't have to dread a family or friends thinking, oh no, here comes Martha again. What's she going to
That's so
try
true.
to get me to buy this time? And I have felt that, and I hate that because I felt like, okay, where's your wallet? What's in your wallet? Let's see your wallet. And I wasn't like that in my heart, but I just felt like that was in the air, like I would be perceived that way. And so, that besides the one-time payment that a person spends to start their online business, there's a one-time website fee of $39, and then there are steps, little short videos to connect your information to the website, and then there's a GoDaddy domain fee that it's around $25. You pay that annually, and so like Arlene said, you don't have monthly fees on top of that. But so that's right under $1,000 to start an online business of your own. You are your own boss. You set your own schedule, and where can you go and start a business of your own? If you had retail or franchise, you would be in big debt. You would have lots of time used up, burned up every day. Rarely see your family, and you would have the overheads of payroll, utilities, insurance, and inventory, on and on. And then I guess the government comes in. You're regulated with this and regulated with that. So I don't know, it's just mind-boggling. So I wanted to point that out. The comparisons, just night and day.
Yeah.
And that's another thing with digital products too. They're not going to be back ordered. They're not going to be taken off of the shelf because they're not a good seller. And that's happened to me in the past in previous businesses. We did electrical energy. And I thought that was going to be the next best thing because everybody uses electricity, right? Everybody. Right. So this is going to be great. Yeah, it was the biggest flop ever. Nobody, because people were so afraid to switch their supply over because they thought that if the lights went out, that their company wasn't going to fix it. And it wasn't available everywhere. So there was, when we did that, there was certain states that you couldn't buy separate supply energy. You had to go with your, the company you had your electricity or your gas from. So it wasn't a huge opportunity the way we thought it was going to be. But this here, it's a global opportunity because they're digital products and they're available everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. Yes. And that's, I love that too about this business.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It's global. I really like the fact that you can, anybody around the world pretty much can take a look at this and see if it fits them. And the other thing I like too is that I think Martha said this earlier. Maybe you said this, maybe it's just in my head, but there's different levels that you can come in and try, right? So one of the first products we have is only $100. So you don't have to even do that $900 one, right? But if you come in and try it for a month and you hate it, good. Okay, you spent $100, maybe $150, with those other couple fees. But if you love it, you can upgrade, if you want to call it upgrading, so that you get all 4 products that are resellable. And I think that resellable thing is so important. Martha, I've seen you talk about this on your post. It's like, you always show our phones, right? And we buy these. We can't resell these. Well, you can, but you can't. It's not like you're going to get anything from it. Put it on eBay or something and give it away. But you can't do that, right? With the gadgets we have, and how much do phones cost these days? They're a lot of money, right?
Yes.
But with this, what Michelle has given us with the 4 products, the 4 income streams, it's just like, hey, I can sell it as many times as I want to. As many times as I help somebody with their pain point, right? And we've talked about those in our videos too. It's like, and Martha, you said this too. It's not about going after somebody's wallet. It's like, how do I, Jerry Nails, help you? How can I know what your dream is, your goal is, your pain point, and how can I help you with that? Because that's how we serve the best. It's not about what's good, what I'm going to get out of it. It's like, Arlene, when you first called me, it's like, Jerry, I know you're looking. Look at this. Exactly. Just look at it. You know?
And it's free to look at. That's the whole thing that I look at too. You know, there is so many people out there struggling right now. It's not just a handful of people. So many people are working 2 jobs and still not making ends meet. And that's where we talk about a lot of times in our videos too, is just take a look. It's a free 10K and 30 day blueprint that shows you exactly what to do. That, and you know, so many times people say it's free. You put in your email and then they want your PayPal. They want your charge card just in case 7 days you don't cancel, you're going to be charged. And thank God we don't have any of that kind of stuff. It is just free. You get into the emails. I send you information. You check it out. And if you don't like it, you unsubscribe. How much easier is that?
That's where the rejection free comes in.
Rejection free.
And then your email is not held anyplace either.
No,
right?
No.
And I think that's what's important, because I think it's people are like, I don't want to give out my email because now you're going to spam me and you're going to give me all this other stuff, or somebody out there in the whatever world that is, the highway
internet world,
the highway of collecting everybody's stuff. Okay, if you don't do that, somebody else is going to. And I like the security that's behind this.
Yes.
You know, the ethical means by which Michelle has set this up is so integral to us.
Yep. And speaking of ethical, now with that Legacy 2.0 and the certification program, we have to go through the ethical certification in order to get this certificate that says, you know what, we've passed the exams. It's like when I was a realtor, I had to go through the real estate classes to get my real estate license. It's the same thing. Now I've gone through the digital marketing classes and have the certificate or my license for the master resale rights. And that's what you've been talking about, is the master resale rights and the cell phones. Michelle always talks about the cell phone. You get it. Oh, there's my little guy. I didn't even realize that was going to come up. See, this is what I love about life. Yes, this is the best cell phone. But I went to Verizon and got the cell phone. Verizon does not own that cell phone. They have the master resale rights from Apple. And they can, if I want a new one, I take this back in, then they resell that other old one. You know, it's like, and the cell phones now, you can't even get one for $1,000, I don't think, if you're getting the iPhones or even the Androids. So you can start a business for less than what your cell phones cost, or your big screen TVs. Look at them huge TVs on the wall.
Well, Arlene, I wanted to say something about the emails that Jerry touched on. The email addresses, when you submit your email address, you can go to either one of these websites of the 4 of us and, connect with us. And there is a place to put your email address in. And that will then take you to our individual website. And then you will start getting emails every so often, maybe once every other day. So your email is retained in that way, but we don't also send you information on this or that. And so what is for free is to look around on our websites and then see if from there you want to purchase. You're not, when you put your email address in, you're not given all the information about how to run the business, because that's the product we are selling. And so that would be, silly. Plus there's too much anyway to do that there. But I like that there's, once you have purchased your online digital product, there's short videos to watch, average 5 minutes, I think you said, Arlene, and that's what I've experienced too, to watch, and you can rewatch them, you can pause, you can get the next one when you can, and you work at your own pace, and of course you don't want to wait, drag it out too long, because you want to start, earning while you're learning, and you don't have to wait till all the videos or watch to start earning. And I like the, let's see. Oh, yeah. Another thing I like to share on my lives is there are 5 billion people on social media, of all the different social media. So that's a big audience. It increases your odds of being seen, people thinking, hey, that might be worth checking out. I'm going to take a few minutes to READ. Sometimes I put that on my live, just put READ in the comments to read, because if I say put ready, to me, that's kind of like a scary thing. Like, I don't know if I'm ready. I just want to read some more about it. So anyway, that's what I like to do is remind them that there's a big audience with social media, and as opposed to network marketing, that could be done on social media, but a lot of times network marketing is one-on-one, an audience of one, which kind of slows things down.
How many did you say there were?
5 billion.
5 billion. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's worldwide,
Yeah, but that's incredible. 50, I didn't know that number.
And when you're looking at that 10K in 30 days, you only need 12 people to create the 10,000. So you're looking at 12 people a month out of 5 billion. 12 people is not that much. And that's what you create the 10K with.
At the $900 level.
900. Our number one seller is $900. For that 900, you not only get the 100% profit, you get the done for you website, the zero monthly expenses. And I don't know what happened to Jerry. Hopefully she'll be back on here in a minute. We lost one. Hey, this is what we call live, right? Her internet might have went down. So hopefully it wasn't mine. And I think I'm still here, right?
Yeah, you are.
And so there's that one-time expense. And then after that, there's no monthly expenses involved. So when you market the 4 different products, there's one for 100, one for 300, one for 6, and one for 9. And that is the training that comes in here. We start out with 4 income streams, but people are learning. You can learn how to create additional income streams. Say, for example, you're an affiliate, you have an affiliate link with something you're using, whether it's your phone service or your something online you're doing, you can market those affiliate links. And some of my friends in there have 12, 15. I think Martha the other day, Amy said she was adding her 17th or 18th income stream. And you learn all of that in the training, which is involved. And it doesn't matter. Even if you have right now a network marketing company and you want to market your products, or if you have a hair salon, a brick and mortar company, but you want to market to get more customers in your door, this marketing is for any kind of business. It's not just the digital growth community that we belong to, but it could be for any type of business. So just keep that in mind too. If you want to learn how to make the daily sales in your own, there she is. She's back.
And the recording went off. I don't know about you guys, but my camera shut down, so that was really weird. Sorry, I could hear you. I could hear it and everything. So it was on my end, but now it says I have a recording error. I don't know what's going on.
Mine still shows live, and it says 28 minutes into it. Yep. It's still moving, so we should be good. So
sorry.
That's what I just wanted to touch on. Is it can be for any type of business. Actually, the other day I had heard. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. One of the girls that came into our community, she started realizing the importance of marketing businesses. So in her small town, she went to, I can't remember if it was 4 or 6 local businesses. She does all of their marketing online using this marketing platform. But for all these individual businesses, the businesses pay her for their marketing campaigns. So it is unbelievable the advantages that you can do in here. It doesn't have to be just the 4 income streams that we're marketing. So it's open to anybody. So that was my
sorry. There's so much education. Like Martha was saying, there's no little snippets, but there's just so much. So if you just use this for just education,
Mhm.
you know, to keep up with what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to be 68 in a couple of weeks, and it's like, you know, you can either stay up with technology or you're going to fall behind, right? And
Yes.
I had such a good example of my mom. My mom died when she was 84, but she was doing like emails and everything, like right up and almost till the day, right? And my mother-in-law, who was about the same age, she wanted nothing to do with it. And she lived alone in her little apartment all by herself with only her landline, okay, because she had nothing else. And she was sad. Where my mom was out there and engaging. I'm not comparing the two women, but I'm just saying staying abreast with what's going on in technology is what
Mhm.
we have to do, because if we don't, we will be left behind.
Yeah,
And
my mother
so
was the
this is
same way. She
good.
didn't want anything to do with electronics. Nope,
Yeah.
don't want anything. No.
This is a great gift for all ages, right? One of the ladies that I'm friends with through this is actually 80. She's 80 some years old. She looks like she's 50. It's like, are you sure? Are you really sure? She goes, yeah. She just says she has good genes, but it's like, here she is, 80 years old, and she's working it, right? And she's on every day, chatting with people. Sometimes she just eats chips.
I'm glad you shared her, Jerry, because I was thinking about sharing her, and I'm like, no, Jerry sent her Jerry, you were the one that introduced me to her, so I was hoping you were going to bring her up, because
Oh.
I'm following her now too, and she does not look 80. She
No.
is out there every day, and she is having a blast with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So it really
Yeah.
does not matter your age.
No. And I love
Well,
it. I just love the connectedness, you know.
Yes.
It also doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of big, heavy tech skills. You need to know how to move around on a computer, you know, like copy and paste. And when you get to any of our websites, there's lots of testimonies you can listen to of people, how they were down and out. They didn't know what they were going to do. I have seen on live webinars, which if you can't make the live webinars, they have replays, women in tears with gratitude about how they found this business they could do from home while they're rearing their children. And they're just so grateful. And there's a story of one guy, he was actually homeless. He was a welder, and he went into work one day. He had been working there for quite a while, and he liked his job. And the boss called him in 3 hours into the day, and he said words to the effect, sorry, we got to let you go. It's not working out for us financially. So he was without a job, and he, after a certain amount of time, he was separated from his family. He was homeless, living out of his car, living in a homeless men's shelter for a while, and still doing something on the side, but it wasn't enough. And his debts were piling up. And so he learned about this business, and he went after it, you know, and he got his family back and has a nice place to live. And so also, you know, with this being globally, it's international, as somebody was pointing out about the global thing, and this having your own business with, depending on your tax situation, you have tax write-offs. Like, say you need an upgrade on your phone and you get in this business and you go buy a phone. Well, that's a tax benefit for a lot of people, same for a laptop. And so that's a really great benefit. And then also, I like to ask people, if you don't like where you are in life, you know, maybe you don't have enough time in the day and you have children at home because you're working 2 jobs, and or maybe you're retired and you're still not making ends meet. Where are you going to be in 1 month from now if you do nothing? Is it going to be better? Or is it going to be worse? What about 6 months from now or a year from now? So a lot of people, you guys have heard them say, I wish I had done this sooner. I heard about it and I did nothing for a while, and I wish I had done something sooner.
Yeah, true. So true.
And with me, I'm at that weird age. So I don't want to work a traditional job. I don't want to go back to the corporate world, but I can't collect Social Security yet either.
Oh,
so I needed to figure out what I was going to do and be able to stay home. So, you know, I had gone and done research about what was out there, because I know a lot of people out there are working from home now. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. You know, things happened, and when I lost my job, I wasn't able to get, you know, I had to be home. And then when things settled down, I was just like, well, now I'm comfortable. I don't want to go back to a job, right? My husband works from home. He has his office here. So, you know, I still like spending time with my husband. So that's a good thing. But I wanted to see what there was to do online and be able to do it from anywhere. And because I needed income, because I can't collect Social Security. And I don't want to touch my 401k because like a ding dong, I did not start putting it away until I was later in my life. So if anybody is on Facebook right now that is young and is watching, put away for your 401k now, because I repeat, do not have over $1 million in my 401k that I actually need right now. So do it.
Or start with us, right?
Right, exactly. Start an online business. And if you do, make sure it's 100%.
Yes.
None of this
20.
What do you call it? Commission. I just lost my train of thought. Don't do like, you know, commission based. Start with us and then bring in your commission based, because you want to make that 100% profit and have your own business. You don't have somebody, you know, over your shoulder barking at you all the time. Be your own.
You know, and when you are commission based, you are working for somebody else.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, some of the places that I've been working with, some of the online people, it's like, if you don't make your own purchases, you don't get your commission. So there's a tie there to say, we own you, and you're only going to get paid if you do what we tell you to do and how much you spend on our product, you'll get paid. So that's an ownership thing. That's not really a freedom machine, right? A lot of the networking always, hey, it's about your freedom and your freedom and your freedom. Well, if you don't have true freedom, if you have to be pounding the pavement, you have to be knocking on doors or you know, emailing, like asking people to buy for that monthly quota. That's not a freedom machine, people.
No, it's not. We thought it was, and
we bought into it, and now we bought out.
a few times.
And, you know what the crazy thing is, though, because I think about this too. You know, like I say, if I'd had this 40 years ago when my kids were little, but we didn't even have internet 40 years ago.
Right.
When we start dating ourselves, we didn't have digital marketing space. That really, I mean, there was some before all the crud hit, but I think more has been really hitting since then, because so many people are finding things to do online that they don't want to go to work for someone else. They want to build for themselves. And I think just in the last 10 years, it has just skyrocketed. And that's where digital marketing's on the rise. They anticipate,
I want to say
$3 billion a day, I think, by 2030. Right now, it's 1.5 billion a day is being sold by digital marketing space worldwide. And they anticipate 3 billion a day by 2030. So in 5 years, it'll triple what it is right now. Yeah. So now's the time to get started. Be part of it for the next 5 years, and instead of waiting another 5 years, and then everybody's going to be in it and then be part of it. So
I do have to say this, Arlene, don't mean to interrupt you, but I still want people to work at stores, and I still want them to work at restaurants so I can enjoy enjoy it. So I'm not saying you shouldn't join us. This could be, you know, a part-time thing too, or a full-time thing, but I want to come to the restaurant and be served, and I want to go to the store and feel things, you know. I don't mind buying things online. That's fine. But I'm not saying that everybody should quit their job, because we need plumbers and we need electricians and we need that stuff.
Roofers and stuff.
Still, right? So we're not advocating against any of that.
No.
Right.
Well, that's a good thing about this business is you only have to work 2 hours. So you can still keep your traditional job of whatever you're doing and be able to do this for that extra income, because we all have those expenses that come up. If you're a homeowner, you know that's never ending. There's always something going on. If you're a car owner, again, you know, eventually something's going to happen. You're going to need extra money, or just for fun stuff too. So that's another thing that's good about this digital space and our digital community is because we only have to work 2 hours. So anybody that's still working and they want to keep doing what they're doing, they can still do this to get that extra income.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to share that story about Amy, who was working 18 hours a day. She had 2 jobs. She got about 4 hours sleep a night, and she did that for 3 years. And when she learned about this program, she hadn't been really on TikTok at all. But she, on her coffee breaks, her lunch break between the jobs, she was learning this business. And after, I think it was 10 months, she was able to quit both jobs.
10 weeks.
10 weeks?
10 weeks. Yes.
That's right. Yeah,
yes.
that's right. 10 weeks. That worked.
Yep.
Yeah. And
she was
so Arlene,
get rid
some
of
people,
one, and she got rid of both of them in 10 weeks, which is not normal. So I should have put the claimer up this morning before we started, but I'm not claiming that you're going to be making that, but it is possible and it is real.
Yep.
So go ahead, Martha.
Arlene, some people might be wondering, well, how is it that it's 100% profit? Well, how does a founder get their money? You want to talk about that?
Sure. The sale of the individual or income streams comes to us directly as business owners. And Michelle, with the digital community, she receives the $39 for the website. She has created this amazing website that we all have access to. It costs $39 to have access to that. And that's where she creates her income. But the best part is all of the $39 that goes to her, she turns around and pays for our tech support. We do not pay tech support. That is free. The community is free. The training is free. She comes on every single day. That's how she creates the $39 goes to her. And then she turns around. She wants every one of us to be successful. And then she turns around and offers all this service for free. So that is how she creates it. But she herself creates the income just like we do ourselves. We're out there. She's out there on all the platforms. She's out there creating additional incomes. Like I think she's probably got 15 or more income streams right now. So that's what she's doing, but it's all in the digital marketing space. So once you set it up, that freedom machine works for you 24/7, which is the real ticker there is that automated system. Because while we're sleeping.
Yeah. Oops. Come back.
Arlene, you're
That's pros.
She said while we're sleeping, we're still going to be making money. So we'll just cover what you say. Come back in. See what happened to me too. So just a glitch in the system. So that's what's really great about
you frozen. I don't know if you.
Yeah.
The recording counter's still going, and
Okay.
you're frozen on both my desktop and my laptop.
Okay, she'll come back. She'll come back. So
I would think she would have to refresh.
What's your favorite part, Martha, about all this? What's your one if you could say one favorite thing, what's your one favorite thing?
I guess the flexibility and community. Being in a community with you three, for example, is really heartfelt for me because I need contact, with individuals. I don't like just to do it all by computer because sometimes I get stuck, I guess I didn't watch the video carefully enough. And so that really helps a lot because number one, it shows you all care and I care for you in return. And then it helps me advance. Like when I was stuck, I got to advance. Hello, Arlene.
You're back. I thought you guys were all gone. Oh, I'm so glad you're still there.
We're doing favorite things.
The counter's still
Gary
going.
and I are
Arlene.
playing hide and seek today.
The counter's still going, so maybe no glitch was in the recording.
I don't think so. I think.
So, Martha, did you just put
saved
something up on your screen? Because I see a little bit of an ad up there.
I did not.
That's on mine.
That's on yours.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to get it off. And see, these are little things that we all learn. And
It's on mine.
it wasn't there before, was it?
No, I see it on mine. I don't see it on yours, Arlene.
No, it's on yours. It's in the big
In that
square.
corner.
It's
the
up
big
in that corner on the big square.
But
I
that's,
see
maybe-
what you mean.
that's really cool because it shows like one of the things that Michelle's created for us, that we have these little commercials, these hotspots, these little things, all done for us. We don't have to create anything except for our
Yeah.
posts. We create our posts and we just talk like this to people.
One of the great things about the posts, they recommend do 3 posts a day, like a minute or under, and you can do some people do them all on a Sunday. They maybe like post one and all the other like 20 others are in drafts in their phone, and so they release them during the week, like maybe 2 hours apart, and so that's a really big time saver. Like especially if you're going to have company. And you want to get this done ahead of time, or you're going to travel, you get this stuff done ahead of time. And so that's fun. And I know for me, I have been doing these posts, I don't know, maybe 2 months now. And it took me at first a while to get them like I thought they needed to be. And anyway, now I'm faster. If I had just, a sentence or two that capture people's attention as far as, what I can offer them, and I just get a different background, it goes a lot better for me. So it's about personal growth too in the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to be a fancy influencer to do this. And that's another thing. Because I am not fancy. Especially when I do my lives at 8:00 in the morning and I just rolled out of bed, I threw a brush through my hair and got coffee and I'm on my couch relaxing.
Yes.
I am definitely not fancy.
And I don't like being in front of the camera, so sometimes I just post words.
Yep.
But this is what's hilarious. Martha says that she's an introvert and she's on there all the time, and I'm watching her, and I'm an extrovert, and I'm like, I'm not getting in front of the camera. I'll post words. I do not want to be in front of the camera. And that was my job forever. I was always in front of people.
You know what the key is? The trick is, I go like this. Martha, you're going to go do that. Go do that.
Well, you do a good job. I love watching it. And Lisa, I watch yours too all the time. I haven't seen as many of yours as I should, but I got to go back and start watching each other's. Because, you build your, what do they say? You build your presence or something?
The algorithm. Yeah.
Algorithm.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cool thing to learn too, is like, it's not, sometimes they say it's not exactly what you post. It's just that you're out there every day. I think it should be meaningful. I mean, I think you should be relating to your people you want to relate to, but so I'm surprised that
you comment
like which
on
ones
others too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised at which ones of mine get bigger hits than others. It's like, oh, that wasn't that. Why did everybody watch that one?
Oh gosh, I know it. And see, that's the cool part. We all have different perspectives on it, and we all have different takes. And I do want to share one more of Michelle's that she had shared, is one of her very worst that she did, because she was committed when she started to doing 3 every single day regardless. And she was having, I think it was vertigo. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it was vertigo. And she had one of her worst days, but she knew she had to, and she just had her hood up and she was talking and being real and being relatable, because people can relate to that. And that one went viral. And then it was like a year later, they took it down, said there was something wrong with it. And she doesn't even know what was wrong with it. But that's just it. Talking about, you don't have to be perfect. You want to be, if you're perfect, people can't relate to you because you're perfect. And she says now that she's making $5 million, she's not as relatable as she was when she was the mom that just wanted to help a mom take a calculator to the store and not have to carry the calculator anymore, because she was more relatable because she was struggling and trying to make ends meet. And so there's more people that would relate to her at that beginning level than at the level she is now.
Interesting. She's so pretty. She's so pretty, first of all. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. But her heart shows out. Like, who does this kind of stuff for people?
Right.
I just can't. It blows my mind every time we get something new from her, or, every time she posts. Who does this in the world today?
She definitely has a big heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you look at some of the other big leaders that are motivational, they have products out there. Their monthly is 47 to 97 to 197. Some of them are a month to get the value from what they have. She gives us value every month. Every single day she gives us value and charges us nothing. It's just mind blowing. Like you said, her heart just comes through every day. And what I want to share with you guys too is the three of you and myself, all four of us have a heart to help people. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. And when we're in Michelle's position, we will be doing the same exact thing because that's who we are. And we're not, yes, to have extra money would be fantastic, to do extra things, but also to help people get out of their struggles, like the struggle that we were having. And that, I think, is what I feel like the four of us have to share more than anything else, is the heart of helping others get away from that struggle. That's, I think, is the biggest thing that the four of us are doing this for.
Right. We've been there, so we know what I mean, we're all have our struggles in different areas, and we just go for what the people that we connect with, that we know are having the same struggles as we did. And I know for me, that's exactly, I want to help those that are going through the things that I've gone through.
Yeah, being displaced from your job. I mean, I left a toxic job on purpose because it was destroying me, and I was just dying inside, and I knew I had to leave, but I didn't. I left my salary on the table. My job didn't have it was a private sector. I had no 401k. I had no retirement. I relayed everything on my husband. And the day after he retired, his cancer came back, stage 4. He had 1 year and then he was gone. So my audience could be widows, right? Unexpected widows. And that can be all ages. I'm on Facebook. I'm on a widow group. And sometimes I can't go into it because it's just like all these people who have lost their loved one, just like click, right? They're gone. I had a year to know, but it's just like, it's painful. And to lose not just the loved one, but to lose your home or your salary or what you thought you were going to do in the next, my husband died at 59. So I thought I had another 30 years with him.
Right. Yes.
No, didn't happen, And so, and I'm not blaming anybody, but it's like, my heart goes out then to other men and women who have instantly lost their loved one with a car accident or an illness or whatever. It's just like, I know that pain, right? Or the pain of like not having a grandpa be there for the wedding, or, your father be there to walk you down the aisle. I know that pain because my family went through that. And each of us have, like you said, Lisa, we have our own pain point to help other people. So people are listening, as people listen to this, know that, like Arlene said, we're here to help you. In helping you, what's the saying? When you help somebody, you help yourself, right?
Yes. Yep.
It's not about what
the more you give, the more you give out, the more you get back. Yes.
Yeah, paying it forward, because of the graces that you receive, right? So it's like, I think, again, Arlene was saying that's our heart. Martha, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Martha.
Oh, no, are you finished?
Yeah.
Arlene, is there a way where people can ask questions? My screen says hi chat with a slash through it. So is there a place that we can encourage people to ask questions?
Yes, they should be able to just go on and it should come up in the chat. I think
we have 4 more minutes, but I don't know if you want to go longer.
Because it says comments, post a comment, so they should be able to, if you have questions, yes, please feel free to, I should have said that 2 or 3 times during our recording. This is a learn and earn process.
And again, we're just having fun. We're just sitting here having chats.
But yes, if you have questions, I think if you put them in the comment, it should pop up, because it does say live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. this is an example. Click on a comment to show it on screen. So yes, if somebody puts a comment in, let's see, hello to.
I'm going to join the chat. Oh, there you go.
There we
Arlene.
go. Mine just came up, did it?
Okay.
Okay.
Mine says
so
hide.
that went
Mine
to,
says, sorry, mine says hide chat. So I must be able somehow to see a chat if it comes up.
yeah. Do you see where I just posted that? Do you see my
No.
chat? No?
No.
Yeah,
Jerry,
I do.
you see it?
I see it.
Okay.
And that says
Mine
join
is
the chat on the very bottom, but it says I have to be on YouTube.
okay. Okay. So maybe the Facebook chats are not coming up. I'm not real. Oh, or maybe if I click.
Let me try my
I don't
YouTube.
want to click anything because I don't want to lose it.
I don't know. You're
That'll
in charge, Arlene. I don't know.
That'll be my the next time we do this. I'll have to figure out. But now mine come up and it looks like there's Lisa. Yep, hers is on YouTube also. And so
I don't have a YouTube yet, so I have to get a YouTube.
okay, it's possible it'll come up through Facebook. Martha, I don't know why yours is not. Why
Should
you
I
can't
hit
see the marks,
subscribe?
though.
My YouTube has a subscribe button. Should I hit subscribe?
To your YouTube? Or to mine?
For this digital growth hour, should I hit subscribe where I'm watching us live on YouTube?
Oh, it'll probably, if you do that, it may come up on the very last 4 minutes here. Like if you might have hit it at the beginning, maybe the whole recording would be out there. You can
Well,
see
I haven't. I just hit it. It says
Okay.
subscription added, and I gave us a thumbs up.
Good. Yes. Yes. So, okay.
So,
Lisa, were you able to hit yours at the beginning to record on it, or
There was nothing popped up.
nothing popped up? Okay.
No.
I'll have to figure out and we are live still. So we are still having these conversations. This is what live is all about. It's us figuring things out.
And we're learning
And
together, yeah.
that is, to me, is the coolest thing, because we're not perfect, and you can't learn these things if you don't get on and do them. So
Well, and we're working for ourselves, but not by ourselves. That's what I like. This is not an MLM. We're not under each other. We're just happen to be friends. But what's really cool is we do gather together at least once a week, and we say, "Hey, I'm having problems with this. Can you help me with that?" So it's like we're throwing things out. That's kind of why we thought we wanted to do this, right? Just to have a general casual conversation with folks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning.
Yep. And we got a couple minutes left here. And so next time what we'll do is we'll plan this ahead. We will get announcements out on Facebook and YouTube to let all of our viewers know when we're coming on. And we'll figure out how it can go out to all of yours, because I don't know why that.
What did we say our name was going to be? What was our marketing, our branding?
Are actually put out there. It is, for this one here, was Digital Growth Hour.
Oh, okay.
And what I put a whole little blurb out there that
I see it, Digital Growth Hour. I see it up there.
Okay. And then also there's a description. So when people go on to YouTube and Facebook, they know what it's about. And I just put Digital Growth Hour, grab your coffee and join the conversation. Imagine sitting around the table with a group of like-minded women, sipping coffee, laughing, and talking about business, life, and everything in between. That's exactly what Digital Growth Hour is all about. Real talk, real business, and real fun. We're bringing you an unfiltered, that's for sure, lighthearted roundtable discussion on digital marketing made simple, the highs and lows of being a businesswoman, real life moments, because business.
Oh no.
Because success should be fun. And you lost me again, right?
Well, you're back. You're back. You froze.
And now we lost Lisa. Oh no. What's going on? There's grumbling.
Thank goodness we got a minute left. Maybe she'll be back on. There she is.
Gremlins
I don't know if my screen just went black. Got it. Okay, here we go.
Oh gosh. We made it almost the whole hour without issues. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you for having us. Let's do this again.
Fun. Yes. Any final words you guys want to say?
Thank you.
Check out our websites.
Yes.
I'll say, if we can do it, you can do it.
Exactly,
Yes, thank you, Martha.
exactly.
And if you're watching the replay, just put a comment in the replay. If you're watching live, put a comment in there. Let us know. And like I said, just check each one of us have a different website. Check that out. And that's where you'll get your free blueprint. Will not ask for a charge card, will not ask for PayPal or anything like that. And Jerry, yes, hearts.
How do you do
Hearts
that?
to all of you.
There's a new way to do it now. I don't know how they do that now. One finger? I don't know. I just learned. Listen, I
Anyway,
just learned. We just do chicken, banana, chicken. Banana.
Love all you guys. Thanks for
Love you.
joining us.
Thanks,
Have a good
everybody.
day.
Have a great day,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Turn
End
off the
stream.
recording.
It's still it says end stream, but it still looks